It is Saturday night. It is Saturday night. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Give a second for folks to come in. Of course, I'm going to say hi to my brother Doug and to Shar. Hope that both of you are having a great evening. Going to play with the menu tonight. Something different. Just like always, a kind of a viewer requested night.
Natalie's here.
Hi, Natalie. Good evening. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen. We have got a very pregnant puppy. She's in labor, but my guess is it'll be probably tomorrow morning or something sometime, but never can tell, I guess.
Steve?
Hey,
Hello,
Steve.
the time has come.
Yes, it has. Good evening, Steve.
Eli? Hello, Mr. and Mrs. OG.
Hey, Eli. Good evening. How are you tonight? In fact, I hope everybody has had a good evening, or a good evening, a good week. It's going to be one of those, Mrs. Old Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's hope not. So tonight is, I believe it's Steve's request,
Yep.
right? Okay. And that was that buffalo chicken dip. And really, since this is our dinner, I just couldn't see Mrs. Old Guy and I sitting down to a bowl of dip. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to use everything in the recipe and some. Steve, you also recommended like maybe putting some bacon in there too, so I'm going to do that. And so basically what the buffalo chicken dip is there's a recipe on Frank's, there's Frank's hot sauce. If you go to their website, they've got different recipes for using their product, and one of them is a buffalo chicken dip. So, and it's like it's got cream cheese and some ranch and cheddar cream cheese.
Yep.
And kind of mix that up and shredded cheese on the top and it's a dip. Oh, and you also mix in shredded chicken. I guess I forgot
Yep.
the chicken part. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to make that into a casserole. I have kind of an idea for that, how to make that work. And it's going to start with the bacon. And so I'm just going to get this cut and get some of the bacon rolling while I'm explaining what I'm doing.
Sean and Janice are here.
Hi, Sean. Good evening, ma'am. Hi, Janice. Welcome. I'm glad you folks are here.
And Eli says he loves buffalo chicken dip.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, eating a dip for dinner. Just I know it has the chicken in it, but really, it just didn't seem to kind of fit for a dinner. But like I had just explained a minute ago, I'm going to use all the ingredients for that dip and a couple of others. So first thing I'm going to do is just slice up this bacon into some pieces and get it going in the pan.
Steve said that's fair.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Steve. Oh, and so like we said, we've been trying to keep people informed, kind of like ahead of time when their particular suggestion is going to be coming up. And so just before we came on, I did the old doink on the paper again, and it was let me see if I can remember. Janice's suggestion. Don't tell me. I'm gonna remember. A chili rellenos.
Yes.
Hey. So that's coming up week after next. Next week is going to be Tim's mom, Lisa's. Her suggestion was meatloaf, and so that'll be coming up next Saturday, and the week after will be Janice's suggestion of chili relleno. So, all right. Let's see.
Eli said that he skipped lunch today, and this is a torture.
Well, Eli, if it's any consolation, I kind of missed some food today myself. Went super light on lunch, super light on breakfast. In fact, I think I just had coffee.
Yeah.
I stepped on the scale the other day, and I just, for small me, I'm getting too heavy, so got to lose a little bit of weight, and so gonna be trying to watch what I eat now for a while, and see if I can kick back 25.
Robert's here. Tasty.
Robert, how are you, sir? Glad you're here, getting going with the bacon in the pan. And I guess I can get the chicken out.
Janice said, yay, chili rellenos are my husband's favorite Mexican item.
Awesome. That is awesome. I like chili relleno a lot as well.
Yeah, so do I. Steve says he hopes the ingredients weren't too expensive. Not
I'm
at
sorry,
all.
what?
Steve said that he hopes that the ingredients weren't too expensive.
Not at all, Steve. Had most of the ingredients just right here, So, had to buy very little. Not a problem at all. And like I said before, if it's within reason, I don't mind going to buy something special. It gives Mrs. Old Guy and I some variety,
Yep.
Otherwise, we kind of get stuck into the same old kind of, well, what do you want? I don't know, what do you want? And we go back and forth like that for a while. Do you want this? Nah, that really doesn't sound that good. Well, what do you think you want? Well, I don't know. So, it's kind of nice at least one night a week to know that I'm going to be cooking maybe something different, maybe something for the first time,
Yep. Eli says to make your streams your cheat day.
One more time.
Make your streams your cheat day.
My cheat day
From losing weight.
from losing weight. Yeah, we'll see. I did pretty good today. As long as I don't go crazy during the day, I could probably eat a pretty decent meal as long as I, try and stay away from the, all the time like heavy cream and crap like that.
And Robert said that he had to get to Jack for work and a shot, obviously. And it has his head pounding, and that's how he is.
Yeah, gas is going crazy.
He had to get the shot.
Oh, the shot?
The shot, probably the vaccine.
Uh-oh.
And he says it has his head pounding.
That's a drag.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you feel better soon there, Robert. Maybe, here, let me just kind of waft some of this bacon aroma your way. You don't want to get this bacon pretty crispy. Oh, and I forgot to mention, to go with this, and it's basically going to be, I guess, a casserole, more or less, but I'm going to make some fried corn to go with it, and I'll show you what that's about, with some just regular old corn and some red bell pepper. All right. This is moving right along. So, what is everyone else having for food? You mentioned somebody said they're having. I don't remember. I think you said it was Steve. Did you say he would be having food?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Let me know what you're having for your food tonight, and don't forget, keep the suggestions coming.
Eli wants to know if it was bacon wrapped meatloaf.
Bacon wrapped meatloaf.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, you know, the request was for meatloaf, so I imagine I could do whatever particular kind of meatloaf would suit me. So, you know, if it's bacon wrapped, or, you know, 50% beef and 50% ground pork. You know, there's different avenues to run with that.
Eli says gas is so expensive he's starting to eat more beans. I'll be right here all night.
Yeah.
Steve Russell says not sure, so I'm not sure what he's not sure about.
Well, that's okay. If he's not sure, I'm not sure.
And Robert says bacon goes good on anything.
It does. It actually does. I put bacon crumbles on ice cream. All right. And it's starting to get a little warm on the handle.
Natalie had Italian sausage and mashed potatoes with homemade brownies.
Nice. That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Janice says they're having leftovers from a review she did, chicken adobo,
Okay.
and several other dishes.
Yeah. Okay. Leftovers. Awesome. When you mentioned Italian sausage, Natalie, I'm hoping that tomorrow. I'd like to. We'll see how well things go with Polly having her pups. But I want to turn this down. I want to make some Italian sausage sandwiches, and I want to make the sausage. I've got the bread rolls already, the dough already made. I just need to proof them up again for my last, what was that, the Italian grinder video.
Yep.
So I want to do that tomorrow, but we'll have to see.
Robert says, how about a creme brulee to the list? So I did that.
Okay. And so what's going to happen with that one, Robert? Like I said, what we do on Saturday nights is our dinner. And so obviously I'm not going to make a dinner out of creme brulee. But I can make it part of another menu that we also from the list. So that's kind of what'll happen with that one. The creme brulee will be there, but you know.
The Caperway and the T-Bird and Reds is here.
Welcome, guys. Heck yeah. Just making this here buffalo chicken dip, and the twist is it's not going to be a dip anymore. It's going to be like a casserole. Just because eating a bowl full of dip for dinner just didn't sound appealing.
Steve said he never had bacon in buffalo dip. You will be experiencing something that this buffalo wizard hasn't.
Well,
Sean's really hungry now.
boy, I seldom buy boned items from the store, especially chicken, and that's for good reason, because they, little tiny pieces of bone from where they nicked it with the knife, and that's the last thing I want to choke on.
Yeah.
All right, so the recipe called for shredded chicken, and in this case, I'm just going to want it into some nice bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to get this cut up.
It So T-Bird and Reds says what brought them in was you twisting up some chicken dip.
That's right. I'm twisting it into an entree, is what I'm doing. And I'll go through the rest of the ingredients here in just a sec after I get this chicken in the pan.
Crazy Dad's here.
Hi, Tim. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you've had a good week, my friend.
Caperway loves buffalo chicken dip.
All right.
Woo. Robert's looking forward to when you can do some streams out at the smoker.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait till I get some streams going out at the smoker quickly. All right, so the dip, for those of you that just came in, the dip recipe, first of all, the suggestion came from Steve, and it's a recipe from Frank's Red Hot. You can get the recipe for the buffalo chicken dip on their website, but calls for shredded chicken, the Frank's sauce, ranch dressing, shredded cheese, and cream cheese. And so I'm going to put all those ingredients, but I'm going to add a few others to change it up and also turn it into an entree. That reminds me, I'm going to turn the oven on because this is going to be baked. Tick, 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 tick.
Eli says he lines his meatloaf pans for bacon.
Nothing wrong with that. I'd wrap myself with bacon if I could.
And Janice seconds Robert's thought about the smoker.
Yep. Right. Let's see, what was about a week or so ago, I did a quick little video on the tri-tip that I smoked. And it was kind of a pain in the butt because I had to go out the front door, around the yard, and then into the back and deal with the smoker and then come back around because there was so much ice built up in front of our back patio door that it was actually frozen shut. I mean, there was ice, a foot thick in some places or a little more. So
Eli says that he prefers diced chicken instead of shredded chicken in the dip. And Scott's here. Hey,
Sorry?
old guy. Scott.
Scott, hi Scott. Glad you could make it, man. Glad you could make it. We're just really kind of getting going. I just got cooked up a little bit of bacon and getting this chicken browned off here.
Steve said the recipe may be on the bottle.
It may be. Let's see. It is. So a pack of cream cheese, ranch, Red Hot. Oh, right, it does call for blue cheese.
Yep, that's why we're doing
right.
cheddar cheese.
See, it calls for cheddar cheese too.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna change that up too because Mrs. Old Guy is not at all a fan of blue cheese. So I wouldn't mind it when it's mixed into a dip and stuff at a bottle. But Mrs. Old Guy is not a fan of blue cheese, so I'm gonna substitute with some pepper jack. Hope that's all right.
Nicole Pikachu here.
I'm sorry, who?
Nicole Pikachu.
Nicole. Good evening. Glad you could make it. We're just kind of getting stuff going. Talking about what everybody was having for food. I did announce that, next week coming up, Tim's mom, Lisa, it'll be meatloaf. And then the week after that will be Janice's suggestion for chili relleno. Just to kind of catch you up. And just because you have a suggestion in already, doesn't mean you can't pop out another one if you think of something. as time goes by, we're gonna end up using them all, so don't want to run out. Chickens, come
Birds
close.
and Red says, me too, I go outside and smoke them if I've got them.
Good one. Okay, so we're going to get started on this base part. And here's the cream cheese. I'm not going to use the whole packet. I'm going to use about half. If I can get it open here. All right. And that's just an 8-ounce pack of cream cheese. I'm just going to eyeball half of it there. All right. And the recipe called for, I believe it was a half a cup of ranch. And just because I think this is going to be a smaller overall batch, I'm going to add a little bit less than that. I'm going to go maybe a third cup.
Eli says that he thinks he might pick up some fried rice and teriyaki chicken on his way home.
That sounds great.
And Turtle King too.
Well, good evening. Thanks for coming into Old Guy's Kitchen on this fine Saturday night.
He says, hi, gotta go.
Okay. Glad you could drop in.
Robert said that he went to the restaurant the other day and he got buffalo chicken mac and cheese, and it came with blue cheese crumble on it. He goes, he tried it and he nearly threw up. Blue cheese has such a weird bitter taste.
It depends. Yeah, blue cheese. I've had blue cheese over the years in the various restaurants I worked in. There was, blue cheese was on the menu in different forms. And so there were some things that I kind of got to like. But yeah, most of the time, blue cheese I just never really have acquired that musty flavor that it has.
Steve said he would say 2/3 of a cup, and then he said, no, never mind, it should be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get this into the sink. Let that cool down. Do its thing while I'm over here doing my thing. Okay, so there's the ranch in there. Let's go ahead and get some of the Franks. Whoop.
Eli and the Caperway love blue cheese.
Yep. I don't mind it, but it's not on everything.
Nicole Pikachu's never tried it.
So I'm also going to go a third cup of the Franks. All right.
Eli says blue cheese and buffalo sauce is one of his favorite combos.
Yeah, like if you're having it like with chicken wings and you've got your blue cheese dressing to dip it in, I totally dig that. But yeah, that's just one of the ways I'm not a fan of blue cheese dressing. I don't mind it, but just not a big fan. So I'm going to go ahead and grate up this whole 8-ounce block of cheese here. It's only going to get loud for a second. All right. That wasn't too bad. I'm also going to add some cream of chicken soup, not only for just a little more liquid volume, but also for the chicken flavor. And this is the first can of canned soup I've bought in a long time.
T-Bird said the difference between the cheese, blue cheese and ranch is blue cheese has chunks.
Yeah.
Crazy Dad loves blue cheese.
Yeah, just one of those things. All right.
Caperway wants to know when you're going to have them all over for supper.
You know, when if y'all make it to Colorado, you know, just let me know when. I'll throw a brisket in the smoker. Maybe a couple of them.
Yep. Robert wants to know, will you be cooking a boiled dinner on Thursday for St. Patrick's Day?
A boiled dinner?
Yep.
No, I don't believe it'll be a boiled dinner. Oh, that was Matt. I heard that beeping and I thought maybe I had something going on over there.
Steve Russell said, this is wild, LOL.
No, I think Mrs. Olguy and I are going to do a shepherd's pie. Reason is, I would really love to do like some corned beef, like corned beef and cabbage, or some corned beef hash, or you know, something along that line. But I'm the only one that likes corned beef, so I just can't justify buying a corned beef. I'd never eat it all. So, all right. So I'm going to get this starting to warm and melt in, and I'm also going to just throw in not quite all the bacon.
Stay out of it.
Bacon and the chicken in now.
Natalie Nicole loves corned beef hash.
Oh, me too. Always been one of my favorites. Fried, it's a little bit crispy on it, and then have a little nice egg over the top. All right, I'm gonna put some of this stuff away. It's only take me a second. Semi-prepared.
Eli told Nicole that blue cheese is very funky and very pungent, almost ammonia-y. And he says, I love it though. And T-Bird says it might have been green cheese. Look at the date.
Very funny.
And Robert says that's what he does with his leftovers. He turns it into hash.
Yep. Heck, even just having a regular roast beef ground up and with the potatoes and whatnot, onions and a little garlic, it doesn't taste much different than a corned beef hash. It really doesn't. All right, so far so good. Starting to melt a little bit. I am going to have to add probably a little bit of milk to this. Said I got to make kind of like a little gravy here. Gravy. I'll give it a taste. I want to make sure that I can still get the flavor of that Frank's, and I'm not drowning it out with everything else here. So I'm going to add some of that cheddar. And this jack cheese is going to end up mixed with some of that cheddar, and it's going to get sprinkled on the top.
Scott said he just ordered a barbecue bacon chicken pizza and all meat calzone.
Wow, that sounds great. That sounds really good.
Crazy Dad said that he had the Sam's Club buffalo chicken dip. It's okay, but nothing like homemade.
Yeah, I can't remember when the last time I bought a store-made dip.
Yeah.
And it's been a while. It's not that I guess the reason for that is most of the time I'm disappointed with it more than anything. You know, and it's like, well, why am I going to waste my money? That's neither here nor there right now. Let's cut some of that cheese. Get just a little bit of the pepper jack here. Very nice. All right, that's good to go. One. Ooh, I even turned on the right one. All right. I probably should have started this a minute ago. And I'll get that water hot for some pasta. I'm not going to bother making it tonight. I thought about it, but it's like, I'll just use store-bought. I don't, you know, I guess I'm not going to put that away yet. I want to taste that still. So, I've got my pepper here. Grab my little knife.
Dad Cake, what's happening, Tom?
Oh, hey, Jared, how are you, sir? How are you, sir? You know, it seems like I was... Oh. I think it was, I don't know, a couple weeks back or so, I showed people just real quick, the plaque kind of wall hanging I was making for my brother and his wife. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not. Well, it took me quite a while to get it right. Some of the proportions I didn't get right and so forth, but I finally got it the way I wanted it. And I thought, well, you know, I think this would really look great if I could just give it a kind of a real light color stain. And I had some stain in the garage, so I, you know, chested it out on another piece of wood. Didn't seem very dark at all, but as soon as I put it on that piece, it got it so dark you could hardly see anything. So that pretty much just blasted about 80 hours of work.
A lot of work.
So yeah, I just took it outside and sanded it all off. And I'm just gonna start all over, and it'll be something completely different. But I live and learn.
Sometimes the hard way.
Oh man, that is the hard way. All right, I'm gonna have a little bit of milk of this. I'll get back to my pepper there. I just want to make sure that this has a decent consistency. I don't want it to get too dried out while it's in the oven. Oh man.
Eli wants to know, have you had any more oh no moments?
Are you kidding me? I get oh no moments almost every day. No, not really. That's the biggest boo-boo I've done lately. All right, let me give this a taste here. Ooh. Wow.
The Dad Cave said use a pre-stain and wipe off the excess stain with a clean cloth. That will help.
Yeah. Well, and also, checking it on the same kind of wood that you're using would probably help. And reading the color on the can would also help. I can't believe I did that. Okay, so I'm just going to get these peppers kind of cut up in some little pieces, roughly about the size of the kernel of corn. If I don't dice up my finger doing it. The pepper jack is in the cheese mix that's going on top.
Okay.
But I do have it, yes. Thank you, Mrs. Old Guy.
I wasn't sure if it was going in or on top, so that's why.
Okay, that's probably. Set that Ohio. This isn't looking too bad. Finally got some water ready to boil. Some seawater. Gotta salt your water. Alright. Okay. I can slide that off to the side for right now. We'll let that boil up. We're getting close to putting this thing in the oven. Or at least kind of close. One thing, seems like every Saturday night, with a few exceptions, after I'm done cooking dinner and everybody's gone home and the tables are folded and the chairs are put in the corner, I got a giant mountain of dishes. And it's just me and Mrs. Old Guy.
Rowan quotes. Rowan quotes. You
Rowan.
came in clapping.
Rowan, good evening, sir. I think you're new to Old Guy's channel. You're certainly new to my kitchen. Welcome, Saturday night. I always do viewer requested dinner for my Mrs. Wife Old Guy. And usually people know a couple of weeks ahead. So, if you're here to watch, sit down, relax. I'm cooking up some buffalo chicken dip casserole. And, yeah, that's what we're doing this fine Saturday evening.
Eli wants to know what my favorite dish is, and that's a hard one. I don't know. Really like Chinese.
This old guy does really like Chinese. Like a few weeks ago when we did that sesame chicken.
Oh yeah. that
Oh
was really
man,
good.
yeah. All of that got ate. I mean, when the stream ended, we were just right at it. Yeah.
Steve wants to know how the room smells.
Right now, it smells real
good.
good. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, it
T-Bird
isn't
wants-
Saturday night if I don't make some kind of mess.
T-Bird asked me if you do most of the cooking. We do it about half and half.
Yeah, about 50-50. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say pretty much 50-50. I don't always feel like cooking. I mean, I did do it for many years professionally, and now it's just fun to kind of do it this way and cook for me and the wife. Sometimes have friends and whatnot, relatives. I'm glad that's when it's fun.
Yeah. Steve says Chinese buffets, FTW.
Chinese buffet. I wish there was one.
Yeah.
Not around here. And I don't know if anybody saw the Valentine's Nightmare video that I put out. But yeah, that's one Chinese place I'll never go to again.
Scott said that he loves Chinese food.
Oh yeah.
And Eli said hashtag, oh no. T-Bird says that I do a ham and fried rice and deep fried shrimp.
Oh, that sounds great. Shrimp, Chinese shrimp, or Asian type shrimp. Yum. I'm not a huge fan of seafood, but there are a few there is some things that I like. I like fried clams, I like shrimp, I like lobster. clams are all right. Langensteins. Okay. Just waiting for that pasta to finish up, and then I'll kind of mix this stuff together. I hope I made enough. Looks like maybe I did. We'll see. If not, I can always just make more pasta later and add it to it, but I think I'll be all right. We'll see. I don't want it to be soupy. But I don't want it dry either. One thing I can't stand is a dry casserole. Dry, dry, dry.
Janice says that I might like Filipino food. There's quite a bit of overlap between Chinese and Filipino food. Might have to try it.
Yeah, my friend Jeff, his wife is from the Philippines. Maybe we should see if she would be willing to cook us up some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
Nicole Pikachu says she sees food and she eats it.
Seafood, yes. You know, I think the best Chinese food I've ever had was when Mrs. Olga and I went to Chinatown in 2019.
That was good.
That was good, yeah. They weren't even the ones that are there for the tourists. They were just a couple of little shops that were there for locals. And there's like maybe 2 or 3 tables or so in each one, and most of their business was takeout. We decided to split lunch so we could eat at 2 different places. So we went into one place and ordered one meal and split that between us, and then we walked across the street to another place. And I'm telling you that they were both amazing, but they were completely different than I thought they would be. The Chinese food that I've always had, it seems like the super salty or super sweet or super sour, or really kind of like amped up on the flavor, where that food there was absolutely delicious, but it was much more subtle in the flavors, and just a very different experience.
Yeah.
All right, let me try one of these noodles. Woo!
T-Bird says beer battered shrimp, no beer, with his thumbs up.
Beer batter. I love beer battered shrimp. Is that a request? No, I'm serious. If beer battered shrimp is a request,
Yeah.
my wife will write it down, and we'll do that. So.
Eli says there's no food that he don't like, probably something I haven't tried yet.
Yeah, there's been very few things that I've tried that I don't like. Well, no, I can't say that. There's been a whole bunch of stuff I've tried that I haven't liked.
Nicole says the only way she eats fish is fish and chips.
Fish and chips. I like fish and chips. Mrs. Olga loves fish and chips. However, she can do the fish, but no longer can do the chips, which is the drag part.
Yep.
All right. Let me get this.
Eli says told Janice that he loves lechon. Lechon? L-E-C-H-O-N?
Choi?
L-E-C-H-O-N?
Ah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have any idea what that is.
Steve says there's a Chinese buffet with traditional Mongolian grill, sushi, shrimp, steak, fried chicken, crab ragoons, clam chowder, full salad bar with cooter tea bacon bits, etc. near him for about 9 something.
That sounds really good. All right, so now there's my pasta. Nothing big there. I think I did that just about right.
Cool. T-Bird says Filipino food is a spicy oriental food. Crazy Dad said he made Jello cakes for their 250 sub special. Then I lost a sub. LOL.
Sorry, Tim. I didn't mean to laugh, but that was just kind of funny. I know what you mean, man.
Janice told Eli that she just did a review with a friend of hers, and one of the things they had was Leachun Care, whatever that. Wait.
Guess I'm going to put it in the bigger pan.
Janice told Steve that Mongolian grill is a favorite of hers.
Oh yeah, I love Mongolia. There was a couple of all-you-could-eat places, or not necessarily all-you-could-eat, but buffet places that the wife and I used to go to that had a decent Mongolian grill.
Yep. Scott wants to know what about thoughts on anchovies on pizza.
If you want my personal opinion, I think it's a sin to put fish on pizza.
That lechon is pork belly.
Pork belly, huh? I like pork belly all right. A little too much. A little too much. All right. That's ready to go. Get some cheese on it. And I'll pop it into the oven for a little while.
Eli said lechon equals the whole roasted pig.
A whole roasted pig? It's been forever since I've done that.
T-Bird said you might regret not oiling the pans.
I might. This is pretty, the cheese in here is pretty oily. There's a lot of fat in the cream cheese and the cheese I added into it, so I'm not thinking it's going to stick too bad. And if it does say, so what? I don't have to deal with it. The dishwasher does.
Which is him.
Yeah, which is
Just so
me.
you know.
All right. So let me ask you one thing, Mrs. Old Guy. What do you think? Should we put just a slight sprinkle of breadcrumb on the top, just so we get a little bit of crunch? What do you think? Or just put it in like that?
Either way would be good, I think.
That's not an answer.
I guess just like that.
Okay. You got it, Charlie.
Steve wants to know, do you like eel sauce?
Eel sauce?
And he also said that looks good.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't believe that I have ever had eel sauce unless it was in like some kind of dish that that somebody was just serving up and I didn't know what it was. So I can't say that I have, no. Not to my knowledge, which isn't like a whole lot.
T-Bird said that he don't do chicken on pizza, not even barbecue. He worked pizza for 10 years.
And I did, when I had my pizzeria, I did a Southwestern chicken pizza that was actually pretty popular. It really was. It was a decent pizza. But, yeah, I can understand. There's some things that, like just a barbecue pizza in general, I don't think is, if you're going to put barbecue sauce and some barbecue beef or whatever on a crust and throw some cheese on, well, why don't you just put it on a bun? It's a lot easier. I've never understood that one. All right, that's got to bake for a few minutes. And whilst it does that, here in a minute or two, I'll get started on that fried corn. And I'll cut up some of this green onion for a little garnish. A little garnish. That's enough. That's enough. And I'll cut these off. Mrs. Old Guy likes to nibble on a green onion, so I guess I'll pass her one.
Thank you.
Then we get that root in there for you. You want it now or you want it with your dinner?
On my
You want it with your dinner? All right, dear. All right, then. All right. Off to the side for a second. Just kind of sweep up. Didn't use that, so I'll put it away. Woo!
Eli says he's salivating.
Me too. I'm really hungry. And I'm really looking forward to this. That buffalo dip did not lose its flavor at all. It may not be as hot this way, but definitely the flavor is definitely there. And it tasted really good, especially with the addition of that cream of chicken soup. It gave it a more chickeny flavor. I know sounds kind of funny, but I think it tastes better that way than it would have without it. I really do. Either that or would have used chicken stock. Maybe.
Keyword said there's chicken garlic cream or barbecue pizzas.
Chicken garlic cream. Chicken garlic cream. Like with pasta or a pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza? Yeah, it'd be alright. I did a few white pizzas. Greek pizza was a white one. Had olive oil and herbs on the bottom. A little lighter amount of the mozzarella, feta cheese, spinach, black olives, onions, and let's see. I think that was it. And then of course somebody wanted to add meat or whatever to it. They could do that. Oh, tomatoes also.
Steve said check out the Italian flag on the cutting board.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Scott said he had a Philly cheesesteak pizza once and it was amazing.
Oh, I love cheesesteaks.
Me too.
Yeah, a cheesesteak pizza would be okay. In fact, I did do kind of a cheesesteak pizza, but I didn't use the my red sauce. I used a steak sauce on the bottom. Not a whole lot, but
Eli said that he shook his belly at someone's day.
The question is, did they shake theirs back at you?
See what you started.
Oh, well, I'm not. Are you surprised?
No.
Okay. Hey, gotta have a little fun. Gotta have a little fun. I'm gonna let the pan get warm and I'll start frying this up. It's only gonna take a few minutes for that to warm through. It's chicken was cooked through. The mixture was already pretty warm. So basically all I'm doing is getting it real hot and melting that cheese on the top. So shouldn't take too much longer, about another 10 minutes or so. Do please keep your suggestions coming in. I've only heard one tonight.
Yep.
Only heard one. So, beer batter shrimp. With or without the beer, though. Because didn't he say beer batter shrimp without the beer?
Yeah, but I don't know if that was a question. I'll write it down.
Okay. Well, it is now. It is one now because, hey, I like me some fried shrimp. Heck, I might even do a few different kinds. Do some beer batter, maybe some coconut.
Yeah, I don't remember who said that.
All right, who said that? You need to speak up. You need to take credit or blame, whichever. Was that you, T-Bird? Did you suggest that? Oh man, I'm starting to get this aroma from the oven here. All right, I'm gonna throw these peppers in. All right, so that's actually a full-fledged suggestion now, Mr. T-Bird.
Eli says no, they were just confused, LOL.
Well, no more confused than me. All right, I don't want to give this pepper a little bit of a head start. Steam the pepper. Ouch. And a little bit of black. And a little bit of salt. Aromatherapy. It's going to aroma me right into a coma. You should see our. I wish I could pick up the camera and just show you our little female here. She's laying on her back on the couch and she's just so big. We're hoping that she doesn't decide to have them in the middle of the night. Maybe she'll wait till tomorrow morning. We'll see. All right, let's add corn. Nice. All right, we just want that to start to brown a little bit. Don't want to get too carried away because it's easy to dry it out and then it's not so good. I gotta leave it alone too.
Natalie wants to know, what is your favorite thing to watch on YouTube or your go-to channel to watch?
Well, I don't think I have a fair answer to that. There are a lot of like people's channels that I watch, like Janice and the Dad Cave and Crazy Dad Show and the Fluffy Bearded Man, and just so I try to check with those people pretty regularly. Right? If not every day, then every couple days. Other than that, I really don't have a favorite channel on YouTube. I bounce around all over the place. One minute I'm watching an old Charlie Chan movie, and the next I'm watching a documentary on Area 51 or something. So. I'm all over the board.
Scott wants to know how the dogs are doing.
They're doing good. Polly, like I said, Polly is gonna have puppies either tonight or tomorrow morning. She's really close. She's really close, and we're guessing that she'll probably have the same size litter she did last time. So we'll see. Hopefully this time. Last time she had 8 pups. One of them didn't make it, and we're hoping that this time that if she has 8, that all 8 make it. So we will see.
Eli wants to know if you thought about reviewing MREs.
As a matter of fact, I have a couple of MREs, and I will be reviewing them. I've got to say, we've had our share of MREs, and to be honest with you, I think I'd almost rather have the rations, the C rations that I had when I was in the Army. I just think it tasted better. But what do I know? I'm an old guy.
Steve wants to know, would you consider making something over your outdoor barbecue in the summer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Last summer, I managed to get a few streams done outside. If you look in my my videos, if you could look back about till last summer, you'll see that there are a few that were done outside. They kind of got cut short. It seemed like every time I would try to stream, it was going to rain, and so hopefully this summer will be a little more cooperative on Saturdays and let me actually do some streaming from outside. But computers and rain don't mix very well at all. So.
Crazy Dad says his woman brought home some cornbread stuffing and homemade chicken noodles from her uncle's house, and it's delicious.
Oh yeah, it sounds delicious. I like chicken noodles. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of chicken noodle soup, but I do like a good chicken and noodles.
Yep.
Absolutely. That is
We
really
haven't
good.
had that for a while.
No, we haven't.
Natalie says, that's cool that you were in the Army, and thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Natalie. All right. The corn's getting pretty close. Dinner's
He
getting close.
says that he suggests a mountain pie if you can do so,
A mountain pie. Now, are you talking?
or if you do so.
Are you talking of pizza? Because there is a place in, I think it's Idaho Springs. I'm not positive. They're called mountain pie, and they serve a kind of a Colorado style version of a deep dish.
Lisa, Wild Man said if they said hey and hope that the dogs are doing fine.
Wow. Hi, Les. Hello, Lisa. Dogs are doing okay. I'm hoping, little puppies in the morning, we will see. And don't forget, Lisa, your request of meatloaf coming up next Saturday night. So,
Yep. Steve said yeah.
yeah.
A pizza. Must be a
Okay.
pizza.
Yeah. Well, write it down, Mrs. Old Guy.
But he wants you to do it outside?
Outside? On the grill?
That's what he was asking about. Would you consider making something over your outdoor barbecue grill? And then he suggests a mountain pie.
I'll see what I can do. Just kind of, I guess it's more or less going to come down to when my finger hits it on the page. So, but that doesn't mean things can't be readdressed at another day. Just because I made it once don't mean I can't make it again.
Eli says bonus stream time. I love it.
Yeah, why not?
T-Bird said that he opened a can of powdered eggs because we ran out. It was bad, folks. Green eggs, probably okay in a pinch, but it will have to be in a bad pinch.
That really reminds me of in the one meal that we got in the sea rations that nobody liked was a can of eggs and ham, because it was made from powdered eggs, and it was absolutely terrible. It didn't matter what you did to it. Some things you could kind of play with a little bit, and get it to taste a little better, but no, that was just bad.
Lisa said, oh boy, about her meatloaf being up.
Yep, you are up next weekend.
And Steve said fair about the pizza, the mountain pie.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll try to get it done outside, but we'll see when it comes up. All right. Oh yeah. I'm gonna walk this over to the camera so you guys can get a view of that. And I'm pretty sure you can see that. Right there.
Looks good.
It does. It smells amazing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right. You guys, were they able to see that? Good deal. All right. Sit down at the table there.
Eli said that he's going to eat tonight like food was just invented. He's so hungry.
Funny. Yeah. I'm old enough to remember when food was invented. We used to go around sucking dirt off the cave floor.
Steve said, nice.
All right. Let's see how well it tastes.
Yep. That's the question.
That is the question. Well,
That said, yummy. He wishes that he could smell it.
I wish you could too. I wish you could too. All right, so a fork for Mrs. Old Guy. Oh yeah, see now that's
Steve said, go for that crispy corner piece.
okay. Now see, that looks really good. I'm going to show them really quick. That has just the right amount of like sauce to it now. It's not overly runny or anything. That is a nice, moist buffalo chicken casserole. Huh? Corn? Oh, boy. Mrs. Olga, keeping me on my toes.
Eli said that he's still in that cave floor joke.
My what joke?
The cave floor joke?
Cave floor joke. You're welcome to it, buddy. Okay. And some corn. Thank you. You're right. Please forgive. All right, we'll get a little corn on you.
Smells so good.
It does. Can't wait to try it. Taste.
Steve says you guys never hacked buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, I've had maybe variations of it, but not that particular way.
I don't think I've ever had it.
I've had chicken dip. Just don't think it's been buffalo. All right.
And Natalie says,
That smells good.
that looks really good. Can I come over? I'm only a few states away.
Sure, hop on in the car. I'll keep a plate for you. Better have some decent tires though, if you'll be having to drive over the Rockies. Well, I guess it depends on which way you're coming from.
I think she lives in Iowa or Illinois. I don't remember. T-Bird said, nice job.
Okay.
Old guy.
So, let me tell you about this, Steve. First of all, if you wanted to try this for somebody, you're not going to go wrong. There's the perfect amount of the Franks in here at that third cup. You taste it really well. You get just a slight bit of the heat from it. But you really get a really savory flavor from the Franks that I've never had before. Franks is always been a little bit vinegary, especially if you're using it just on wings. This really kind of changes the flavor of it, and then of course with the cream cheese and everything else. Yeah, this turned out really, really good.
Yep, good idea.
Mm-hmm. So thank you, Steve, for the great idea.
He said good.
And this is what happens, folks. So if I get a request for like ice cream, yeah, I'm not going to make ice cream for dinner, but I might have something, some that I've made to show afterwards. Fried corn turned out real nice. Nothing fancy on that. Oh man. All right.
Steve says you'll have to try your twist. It's really good. Janice said it looks really delicious.
This is it. This is something that I would order if I knew that someplace had this and it tasted like this. This is something I would order at a restaurant. I would definitely order this. This is really good. Mm-hmm. The flavor of those different cheeses in there, between the cream cheese and the pepper jack and cheddar, you get different flavor sensations as you eat it. One flavor kind of comes and goes, and this is really good.
You know, I said sometimes he likes to top it with crispy onions for texture.
Mm-hmm. Some crispy onions on this would have been really good too. This is amazing. Do you have a water or something there, Mrs. Olga? You're good? Okay.
Good. Steve said good idea about adding the pepper jack.
Thank you, Steve. It was just I had to kind of, I guess, come up with a substitute for the blue cheese. So that's what I did. And oh, look at the magic time. I'm going to get out of here pretty quick. If there's any last minute suggestions, go ahead and pop them out. If there's something else you guys want to talk about or pop out, mention, comment, go, please do.
Ask Eli, have you ever tried crispy jalapenos or hatch chilies? Steve said that he might even, maybe even crispy jalapeno flakes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be good on there. Oh man, just got a bite of that bacon.
And Eli wants to know how would that be over fries?
This over fries
Instead of noodles, maybe?
instead of noodles? Oh yeah.
He didn't say that, but...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You make that sauce and pour it over some fries. Oh yeah. That'd be amazing. This is so good. Well, I just sit here and continue streaming, but pretty much all you're going to see is me eating. My first real meal of the day. I'm hungry and I'm going to be sitting here for a while. I am going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me on Saturday night in Old Guy's Kitchen. I really like doing these viewer suggested dinners. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, it gives some variety to Mrs. Old Guy and I, and it's 1 week of the one day out of the week that we don't necessarily have to decide what we're going to have. It's just a point to the paper, and there you go. So I really enjoying these. I haven't had a single suggestion yet that hasn't turned out great. So keep them coming. All right. I'll see everybody next week, and take a few minutes, help out a neighbor, help out a friend. help out our nearby clothing bank if you can. Just anything, all right? I'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.